right. We should have come up with an intro before we started recording, huh?
Yeah, but we can always cut it.
Okay. Well, I'm Emily. You are.
Stella?
And we are lesbians. One of us is trans, one of us is cis. We're engaged. There you go. Anything else?
That covers it.
Okay. We thought it would be interesting to do some videos about our relationship because we're kind of an interesting couple, I guess you could say, in terms of gender identity and sexuality. So why not? And we have a relationship quiz thing that we're going to start out with as like an introduction. What do you think, Miyakara?
Sounds good to me. Let's get it rolling.
Okay. When and where did you meet? Should we take turns answering these?
Sure.
Okay, you answer first.
Wow. Put on the spot. Where we first met was OkCupid. And when was about June.
Yeah, I sent her an intro, and then you didn't respond for like a week. Then you finally did, so I thought you weren't interested, honestly. But, apparently you were.
It was a busy time.
What did you first notice about each other? So, first thing I noticed about you was how beautiful you were in your pictures. I don't know. I thought you were really hot. I still think that.
Well, first thing that came to mind when I saw you, like the first thing, the first thought into my head, oh my god, it's a human. It's a she, and she's pretty. Kind of in that order, you know. You kind of have to recognize someone's a person and then the details about them.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the first thing you noticed about me was that I wasn't smiling in my pictures.
Well, I took a little bit to notice. After I've gone
okay.
through the first couple of pictures, I noticed there's no smile. It's just kind of...
What the That's not what it looked like. It was like smirky half smiles because I didn't like my smile. Okay. Who first asked the other out? I asked Stella out. The end of June 28th. And yeah, it was on the phone. And I spent the whole day like talking to a friend or friends about like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. She's so beautiful and I like her so much. But what if she doesn't feel the same way about me? Like, I'm pretty sure she does. We've been flirting for like weeks. But what if she doesn't? What if she says no? What if she's not interested? So then I just did it. Asked you out. And it worked out. Oh, next question. Where was your first date?
A college campus in the grass on a hot day.
Yeah, it was really hot.
Hot sunny day.
And I was waiting for you, and I got a sunburn, and then...
No.
Then I was like, hey, maybe let's go lay under the tree in the shade, because I thought that would be sexier than, like, sitting at a picnic table. And also, then that way I could, like, slowly get closer to you and just, like... Which I think you probably noticed, me, like, inching my way over to you as we're laying there just looking at the sky or whatever. Then I think I played with your hair, right? I asked if I could play with your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's Who said I love you first? I maintain that Stella said it first. Um,
I brought it up more of a hypothetical sense. And
because
then you were the one that said, I love you in a literal sense. So,
we'll leave it at that. How did your first kiss happen? Who initiated it? That you can answer.
I don't remember.
Don't remember?
Okay, I do remember.
I was gonna say, babe.
You asked to kiss me.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure you'd be comfortable with it.
It also involved taking masks off, so.
Yeah,
It was like, we need viral sterility comfort, or I don't know what you'd call that, but
yeah, it was a COVID-y thing. Like, are you okay with me taking my mask off? Kind of, you know.
I swear I don't have COVID.
Yeah. And also I knew you were shy, so I didn't. I just wanted to make sure you were comfortable on that front too. So that's how it happened. Did you have anything else to add?
No. Did you?
I don't think so. I wanted to kiss you super bad. That I know. Who initiated it? I initiated it. It was me. Because I wanted to kiss you super bad. When is your anniversary? I asked Stella out on June 28th, and we count our anniversary though as July 4th or 4th of July because that was our first date. That's when we met in person and had our first kiss. So we are the kinds of we're gals who kiss on the first date. But yeah, so July 4th is what we consider to be our anniversary. But we met in June and started going out in June, so whatever. Who is older?
I'm older. 32. You're 29.
Yes, I am. Sometimes I forget my age. Is that bad? That's probably bad. I stopped really caring after like 21. We're gonna cut this out, aren't we? It's pretty superfluous. Yes, so she's a few years older. When did you meet each other's parents and what was that like? Well, I met your parents kind of. There wasn't like a formal, hey, mom and dad, this is my girlfriend. Because the first time I came over here, I had to leave pretty quickly because it was my dad's birthday. And so you didn't introduce me to your parents because we were just kind of rushing and whatnot. And I don't think they were very happy about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it took a bit, but I went like what was it, yard sale or estate sale?
Yeah,
Like
a garage sale
yeah,
type
garage
thing.
sale, like shopping, driving around with you and your mom, and that was nice. And I've kind of just talked to her incidentally. We've done a few outings, I guess, but it just kind of happened organically, you know. It wasn't like a hey mom, this is my girlfriend kind of moment. Oh no. And your dad, I met him kind of by accident because he like opened the front door while I was helping to carry stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and you're like, yeah, this is my dad. That was it. All right, so what about me and my parents? How'd you meet my parents?
I met your parents after when we were going to have a picnic that one time.
Yeah.
Remember? After
Yeah.
we first met, we went to your place and we went to pick up picnic stuff. And I met your mom first. Wow, that like. And I met your mom first, and she was nice. She was sweet. And And yeah, that went over well. Your dad, I met second. That, and there was kind of that. He had that serious look on his face. It was a little intimidating.
Yeah, but he just does.
Like, judging. Like,
He wasn't judging you. He was
you guys gonna have sex.
sizing you up.
You gonna go have sex in the park on a picnic thing, or
Yeah, which is exactly what we did. No, we were laying under a tree and like spiders kept falling on us.
Oh my god,
After we
that
ate.
was terrible.
Yeah, we were
Little
just
baby
chilling,
spiders were descending down upon us from a tree
Yeah.
branch.
just laying in the grass, trying to enjoy the shade. And yeah. So I'd say it went pretty well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What is the typical date night like for you and me? Um, chillin', really. McDonald's, Coke, like dollar sodas. Maybe we do DoorDash. Maybe not. Whose turn is it to answer? Well, I'm just gonna answer. We just spend a lot of time in this bed watching shitty TV shows, and sometimes we play video games. But it's really pretty low key. We just like to spend time with each other. So, but we do like to, go out and do fun things. It's just we don't do it as much as I think we'd like, and it's also not helpful with like COVID. Kind of
Yeah.
restricts a lot of things. So, we don't really have date nights per se. We should probably start doing that, huh?
Date nights?
Yeah.
That would be pretty nice.
But
Most people do date nights on Sunday, and tomorrow's Sunday.
most people do it on a Sunday.
Right?
I don't know.
This is when most people have the day off.
Okay.
It's like the stereotypical day where you go in the morning to absolve yourself of sin, and then you go home to...
Be sinful.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have a date night tomorrow.
Ooh.
Mm. What made you realize you were in love with each other?
Love?
That's your answer?
I realized that I was in love with you when I realized how much we had in common, right down to core aspects like the good and the bad. Like, you had, issues that I kind of shared, and you had good aspects that I shared, and we're just really had a lot in common. And when I realized how much we had in common, I started to learn more about your personality, and it just all started to click into place where it was like, oh my god, I love this person. What do I do? Help, I've never done this before. I am a babby. I don't know how does love. And then, kind of went from there. How about you?
For me, what made me realize I was in love with Stella?
Yeah, what was like the process?
For me, it was after talking with you for a while and just growing so close to you, and again, like you were saying, compatibility, I just realized that you had become a very important person in my life and very impactful. And I couldn't imagine my life without you. And I didn't want to have to imagine my life without you, because you made my life so much better, and you made me so happy in ways no one else ever had, and make me feel good in ways I never felt before. So it was when I realized just how much you meant to me and how much you were a part of my life and how thankful I was that you were a part of my life, that I kind of just realized that I loved you.
Aw. You have a much better way of explaining things than I do.
I liked your answer. It was cute. I need to stop saying don't I? I'm working on it.
You can do it. I mean, you know, there's a lot of famous people that say
Yes.
Look at Obama.
Okay. Anyway.
Have you ever seen the compilation tracks
No.
of like you can if you look up a lot of different people, there'll be compilation tracks of them either being silent or saying and there's one where it was like 30 I think it was like 30 minutes of Obama's ums anyway, it was a funny thing back in the day. It kind of had a little viral thing that went on, and yeah, I think it was innocent enough.
I'll have to. That reminds me. I need to show you that farting televangelist.
Oh my god, I've seen that
video.
before.
You have. I still want to watch it with
Yes.
you. Date night tomorrow. Were you friends before you became lovers? You can answer that.
Yeah. For a very short time, but yeah.
Well, we met on OkCupid, so I mean, there was already kind of the
intention to make a relation. It was less innocent, I guess you could say. It was more, let's be friends and learn about each other and see if we click. And then we clicked very quickly.
Yeah, and we flirted for like most of our like time talking before we started going out. So, because we clicked so quickly that it just kind of turned into flirting really quickly.
It's so cute.
It was, yeah. Do you get more support or hate from others towards your relationship? I would say support, just because our friends are supportive. I know my family is supportive. I think your parents like me. I hope, but
They do.
yeah. So I would say supportive. There's no one I can think of who in my life right now who is like explicitly hateful toward this relationship. Like, I'm sure there are people out there who would be, but there's no one actively in my life who's like...
Yeah, no one that we know about.
Have you faced any difficulties or prejudice because you are a same-sex couple? That's kind of the same-ish question. I don't think we really have yet. Have we?
Not that I can think of.
Mm-mm. Do you do any PDA? Oops, I answered 2 questions in a row, so it's your turn.
Do you do any PDA?
Public display of affection.
Oh, I thought you were going to say personal data assistant. Because I do PDA all the time.
This is why I clarified and specified.
Public displays of affection, if that's like involving hand-holding, then yes. I imagine that would be inclusive of kissing, but with COVID, you don't get a lot of opportunities to kiss with masks on and such.
True. We've kissed in public in the sense of like, you know, like a parking lot if we just got out of the car or something, but you know.
Yeah.
Do you have any pets? Do I have any pets? I have no pets, unfortunately.
You had pets, but you don't currently have pets.
Correct. You have pets. A pet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say what they are?
Cats. One's a big fluffy weasel, and the other one is a black cat. She's a little spud.
Mm. Flattering names that you've come up for them. Spud, weasel.
Well, you know.
In terms of endearment.
Yeah.
How do you usually spend your time together? I just realized that my phone has been in frame, like, for all the video. Great. But how do we usually spend our time together?
Close.
In bed, watching TV.
Wow. sounds so exciting.
We do things, but I mean, okay, come on.
That's
We,
what she said.
we do spend a lot of time just snuggling or napping or watching TV or dicking around on our laptops. Just enjoying each other's company, but yeah, a lot of time just chilling in bed. Also, largely because your house is so freaking cold that at least in here we can get it kind of warm. So,
Hey, I'm sure plenty of people have houses that average at 55 degrees Fahrenheit.
what is one thing that your fiance does that you don't like? Did I mention at the beginning that we're engaged? We're engaged. I think I mentioned that. Maybe I didn't. Guess we'll find out. So, what's something I do that you don't like?
Catastrophize. If I don't reply to you, like, within a couple hours, you're like, oh my god, she's dead. She's like, had a seizure and fallen off a cliff or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you get yourself all worried, you know.
Unnecessarily. Yeah, I know. That's something that I am prone to do.
But it's okay. I understand the concern behind it and the caring behind it. So, yeah. But that's the closest I can think of, and that's even being really nitpicky.
One thing you do that I don't like. Um, you compromise more than you should. Like, you'll you'll cater to me and what I want, even if you prefer something else. In a lot of situations, or at least some. And I appreciate you wanting me to be happy and wanting to cater to my preferences, but I also like it when you don't do that and just state, like, well, this is what I want. And I think too often you just unnecessarily compromise. So, which does a disservice to you. So that's my answer. That's a boring question. I'm gonna skip that. Wait, is it not charging? Is it? Do we have to be fast? Do you have a couple song? Yes, we do. What is it?
You forgot?
No, it's your turn to answer a question. I know what it is. Thank you.
A couple song. So, couple song would be the Mermaid Hoarder song.
Yeah.
From Little Mermaid.
Because that's, I think, the first song you sang to me.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say my collection's complete?
Exactly. So that's a special song. What side of the bed do you sleep on?
You've gotten used to the left side.
I sleep best on my left side if I'm laying on my left side. So depending on how we want to snuggle, do we want to like sleep snuggled face to face?
Yeah.
Are we going to spoon? Those are kind of the determining factors any given night. And for you, it's a pain thing. You do best on your left side. So that's the most important thing. So I tend to be closer to the wall. So on this left side of the bed. Because you need to be on the other side if we're facing each other. So again, it boils down to how are we going to position ourselves while we sleep, or at least start, because I move in my sleep. So yeah, but I don't think we don't have like assigned sides of the bed. We kind of just,
small bed, so
it is a small bed. It forces us to snuggle, which is nice. But it is a small bed. Can you play any musical instruments? Can I play any musical instruments?
I can play the ocarina and you can play the piano.
Yes. I learned the recorder in elementary school, like a lot of people do, but
Why do they call that a recorder when it looks like a flute?
I don't know. It's a very good question.
As a kid, I was so excited to get a recorder and learn how to play it. Then, as soon as I got my recorder, um, they took me out of the class.
Oh, baby.
So I never learned to play it.
Oh, no.
You know.
Do you still have it?
It might be somewhere, but
I still have mine.
I don't think I do.
We should, like, do a duet or something.
That'd be cute.
On recorders. What do you and your fiance fight about the most? What do we fight about the most? We don't fight, really.
Yeah.
We don't have fights, per se. It's sort
We
of...
have difficulty figuring out what to do during the day.
That, I would say probably the biggest thing that we struggle with is time management. But that's more learning to kind of accommodate each other and be patient. So it doesn't lead to fights. It's led to frustration. But I think we're getting better with that too. And but there's never anything like malicious. There's no fighting. There's none of that. So how do we get over a fight? Well, we don't really fight. So what is one thing about your fiance most people don't know? You go first.
About you that people don't know? Let's see. That you are more sensitive on your left side than your right.
Which is something I actually didn't really know about myself until meeting you and such. Kind of a weird revelation, but yeah. I mean, you and I are, I think, the only people that know that. For you, this is a difficult question. Can I use the hair removal, laser removal? That
Sure.
you do that? Laser hair removal?
Trying. It's a process.
What are your pet names for each other? I call you Stella Bella and Mia Cara. We call each other babe and baby.
Yep.
And that's about it, I think. Do we have quirky habits? What's a quirky habit that I have?
You wear socks constantly. All the time.
Not all the time.
All the time.
Not all the time.
Even in the shower.
No, not not in the shower.
Okay, it's the one time she doesn't.
That is true.
But any other time, she's got them socks on.
Quirky habit for you. I keep thinking of like germaphobe things. Like you are a germaphobe, so you're very particular about cleanliness. That's kind of what comes to mind.
Is that a bad thing?
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Quirky doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's just you're more sensitive to germs and me coming into your bedroom wearing shoes than maybe a lot of people would be. But
it's a good question for people would be, do you feel comfortable wearing your shoes into your bedroom?
I mean, to be fair, I don't either, but you got freaky outy when I did it once, so.
Oh my god, it was a brand new carpet though at the time. It still kind of is, but I want to like do yoga and stuff, and I don't want to do it on a carpet that in the back of my mind knows that someone's walked on it that has worn shoes to the hospital and stuff. I mean,
that is fair, yes.
It just starts to creep me out. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought of another thing that maybe most people don't know about you.
Oh?
You like spicy food, but your tolerance is waning.
Yes.
But that's a relatively newish development.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought of something all by myself. Thank you. Who squashes the bugs?
Don't squash bugs except for ants because they're evil.
Yeah. We both squash ants. Although we both squish ants because ants in the house at least
They're evil.
suck.
Have you ever seen them make little pentagrams with their little lines they make?
Yeah, all the time.
I mean, yeah, they're just the embodiment of evil.
Yeah. Although I will sometimes make you squish it for me because it's icky. But we both squish them. As for like spiders, though, we don't squish those. Spiders are our friends.
We humanely catch them and release them.
Ideally.
Except for Daddy Longlegs.
Ideally, Daddy Longlegs.
I let Daddy Longlegs live in the house because A, they eat the ants, so they're obviously like holy spiders,
Holy
and I've seen them make little crosses out of their
True, yeah.
webbing.
Yeah, and there's like scripture in their webs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they battle the spiders for me, and they don't bite, and they're kind of derpy. You know, they just kind of wander around with their big legs slowly, like derp 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 derp.
Oops, I shouldn't have moved my arm, huh?
It's okay.
I would rather just leave all spiders because I think they're dope and I don't mind them.
I've gotten bitten by them.
No, we already established you get bitten by kinky ghosts, remember?
Kinky ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pass on one piece of relationship advice. I'll go first. How about?
Okay.
I would say communicate about everything. Because there are a lot of good fun times and sexy times and whatever, but it's not that there are a lot of obstacles to misunderstandings. Someone has a bad day, someone messes up. It, it it's important to communicate all the time and just be open about things. Communication is just so essential to a healthy relationship. So
And trust.
and trust. Those kind of go hand in hand, but yeah.
We need to build trust with someone. And when you get that trust, you need to not question it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless you have really good reason to. But
Yeah.
like, sit down and really think about if an act of distrust is really warranted before expressing it.
Yeah. Basically, communicate enough and like openly enough that you get to know a person well enough that you trust them, and then maintain that trust. Find someone that's trustworthy and then don't doubt them, you know? Doubt them if they do shady stuff, but my point is find a person that you trust and just keep clear communication and be there for each other,
Yeah.
you know? I kind of got a little bit wordy, but oh well. So that's all I had.
Did we mention I'm trans?
I started the video saying one of us is cis and one of us is trans, I believe.
Okay. Let's make it sure.
Do
Otherwise
you want to...
people might get confused.
I will specify that... Well, I said we're a lesbian couple. One of us is cis, one of us is trans. Stella is trans. I mean, you just said you're trans, so...
It's kind of obvious, yeah.
I don't know if it's obvious. But good job, babe. I think we did a good job.